What it do? What it do? What it do? It's the homie once again, Mo Green, or as my YouTube page says, Maurice Till. I think I'm gonna change that name to keep it uniform so there's no confusion, whatever. Happy winter, man. It's winter kind of, holiday season was kind of a drag, lost a dear loved one in the family. Moses Baptiste, my sister's father. He's basically like a father to me when I was growing up as a child. And an older person I used to look up to as far as advice and things of that nature whenever he was in town. So it was a beautiful ceremony. Very beautiful ceremony. You know, he was very loved and respected. But yeah, he passed away Christmas, the day after Christmas. So, you know, I've been grieving that. And then we went down to the funeral on January the 4th. So from Christmas to New Year, this was it was kind of on the low, man. You know, losing somebody close like that, and whatever. Not that any of you care. You know, I'm just filling time as I'm leaving from work and listening to Kobe Calais. She's a wonderful singer. But what I was gonna get into, you know, everybody already talked about the celebrity deaths and all that. That's kind of old news now. The big thing now is it seems like black people are way more competitive with each other, with their own, than with people from other groups or the enemy, so to speak. Like, we'll try to tear each other down in a second over silly things, over a difference of opinion or just minute things. Like, whether like a month ago you had Tommy Sotomayor and Tariq Nasheed going at it. But, you know, they pretty much been at odds. I wouldn't even say enemies. I don't think they want to kill each other, but they've been adversaries of each other for like the past 3 years now. And then more recent, you had Umar Johnson. He had his little little verbal online brush up with Sarah Sutanseti. They're supposed to be enlightened brothers, but they cussing at each other like cats and dogs. You know what I'm saying? Like they never read a book in their entire lives. Like these dudes straight from the hood trying to get it popping type shit. And then most recently, and they're supposed to be the enlightened brothers. Now most recently you have Soulja Boy going against Chris Brown. I guess, and it's stuff for the stupidest fucking reason in the world, yo. I guess Soulja Boy liked Karrueche Tran, whoever she is. I guess that's Chris Brown's ex. And he like put a little bunch of hearts and stuff like under it or whatever. And Chris Brown not even with her no more, but I guess Chris Brown, from what I understand, he took offense to it and he said some things via social media, and then Soulja Boy got back at him, and they're both supposedly supposed to be bloods, but they about to beef and they about to box, and like, I guess 50 Cent is trying to organize a boxing match between these two frail celebrities. It's gonna be a fucking, whenever they do celebrity fights, them shits always look horrible. It's like it's never gonna get better. Stupid, you know what I mean? But I think, like, I can see why Soulja Boy is doing it, because his music don't really pop like it used to back in the days. You know what I'm saying? I guess the gimmick don't work no more. So he's doing anything possible to keep his name relevant. And you know, Chris Brown is already a megastar. He's had his issues or what have you, so he doesn't necessarily even need the publicity. So I don't see the benefit of Chris Brown participating in it unless Soulja Boy paid him, like behind the scenes, like, yo, this is what I'm trying to do, dog. You know, we're gonna create this fake beef. I'm gonna give you like 100 G's, whatever. But I need my name to generate so I could, you know, blah blah blah. So I can kind of see that. But the point I'm trying to make is that it just seems like with these three different issues, you always see blacks going at each other like cats and dogs, man. Like dogs and dogs, rather. You always see black folks trying to destroy themselves. You know what I mean? Trying to ruin each other's lives. So competitive with one another, but it seems like they never show this level of ferocity and competition amongst other groups. You'll hear some make mention of like white supremacy and the dominant society and what have you, but you never really see like a prominent black person having a well-documented, well-publicized feud against like a white person or an Asian person or an Arabian person or something of that nature. It's like we just hop at the opportunity, you know, when it comes to beef, like we show the most bravery against our own people. When it comes to other people, we act all cowardly, or we want to give them a pass, or we want to forgive them, just like the whole Dylan Roof situation. Dylan Roof shot up a black church and killed 9 innocent people. And the people in the church, they want to forgive him, whatever. But I bet you if one black person went to that church and was like, yo, Jesus ain't real, this shit is some bullshit, man, they'll probably fuck that black person up, man. Over words. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like black folk, we're more motivated by what people say as opposed to what actually is done or what people do. I was having a discussion on Facebook earlier, and I said, you know, it seems that black people are more insulted by the criticism of criminals as opposed to being insulted by the actual criminals doing crime. You know what I mean? And that makes absolutely no sense, man. And I made this statement or whatever. No, the statement I made was this is what I said. I said it's funny, black people can organize like mall fights on a grand national scale. We can organize like celebrity boxing matches between 2 frail singers and rappers, but we can't organize group economics to come together towards a common goal to do something positive with the community. I didn't say it like exactly like that, but that's the gist of what I said. And somebody was like, people always criticizing black people. Like this dude last shot at me talking about black people. It's easy to criticize black people, but it's like, how is what I said a criticism? It's an observation. How is what I said a critique? It's an observation. It's a true observation. Now, if I said these dirty ass, bum ass, stupid black motherfuckers, they ain't gonna do shit. They're gonna be worthless. Blah 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 blah. I hope they all fucking die. That's a criticism. But me just making an observation that black folks pay attention to bullshit. We give our energy and focus into bullshit more to things that actually matter. That's not a criticism. That's an astute observation. I think some people don't even know like the definition of the words that they use. They've been using it so repetitively all the time that they even forget what the fuck it means. It's just a natural script that they respond to. It's just a natural script. It's a natural way that they respond whenever they hear it. Why are you always talking about black? Why are you criticizing? Like, how the fuck is making an observation a criticism? That's stupid. If you got a booger on your nose, I'm like, damn, you got a booger on your nose. That's not a criticism. That's telling you what the fuck you got on your face. And maybe you want to clean it off. Not for say, you dumb, dirty motherfucker with the boogers all over your face. I can't stand you. Why you even come out the fucking house? That's a criticism, you know? But even in that instance, instead of looking at what I was saying, the individual was looking at me as being a critic. They was more offended by me being a critic than the fact that it's a shame that black people do organize mannequin challenges and organize mall fights and organize fights in general with each other more than we try to like come together and do something positive. Yes, there are exceptions to the rule, and that's obvious. If you're an individual that does positive things for your community and put things together, whatever, and I'm not saying I am, I'm just observing, man. Listen, I try to do the best that I can for myself, and I try to lead by example as much as I can, but I'm not out here preaching or nothing like that. I'm not preaching. I'm just making an observation. Making an observation doesn't make you a critic, man. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, blacks, man, like we just get so in tune with just ready to fight and ready to attack each other. It's in our nature. Maybe it's a tribal spirit. You know, as far as I know from my understanding, like when we were taken so many years ago, you know, or sold, or however you want to believe it, into slavery or exchanged in slavery, not everybody was from the same tribe. You understand what I'm saying? And a lot of these tribes, they warred with each other for centuries before we even got on that boat. So if you just put a whole bunch of different tribes on a fucking boat, motherfuckers that can't even speak the same language as each other, or maybe they all speak Swahili or whatever, but they all have their own native languages, but they was always beefing. It's in their DNA. When we get to this country, we got a whole bunch of black motherfuckers that used to beef in Africa, and now we made them slaves, and now we just gonna be beefing in America. It's not like they just took people only from one specific tribe so we can work together in unison, because if they did that, it would have been a lot easier for a revolution a lot earlier. So they had to pick people that looked similarly, but from different tribes and different understandings, of people that beef with each other and war with each other. I think that was actually a brilliant tactical move, man. You're not going to take everybody from the same pot. You take different workers from different pots, so they can't even really understand each other. So, but they understand that whip and doing the slave work or whatever. So, I think that could be a reason why on a freaking genetic level, black people are so belligerent towards each other and they're so ready to have war with one another, because that's how we've always been for a long time. But I think once you know that information and once you understand that, if you're dealing with somebody or what have you, and you have the inclination to just be mad and wanting to fight, yeah, you're gonna have that desire, you're gonna have that inclination, but you don't necessarily have to succumb to said desire or said inclination. Like, oh shit, I catch myself sometimes. I'm like, damn, I'm being a dick to this person for no reason. I'm being an asshole for like absolutely no reason. Let me take a deep breath, calm down my temperament, calm down my attitude, assess the entire situation, and see if it really warrants me being this way towards this person. In worst case scenario, like, unless you're working with somebody you can't really work with them, whatever, you don't got to be in somebody's face or around them. You know what I mean? You don't got to be around them online. You can block them, you can unfriend them, you can unsubscribe them. Hey, they go to this bar all the time, whatever. They got a problem with you. You can have that bar. There's plenty of other freaking bars. You know what I mean? Instead of being so warlike with each other and all this animosity and angst that we use towards each other, we should funnel these energies into other groups that are actually attacking us and actually bringing us down, man. We act so big and bad when it's us because there's really not that much repercussion when we kill each other. I mean, yeah, some might go to jail, whatever, but that's pretty much it. But when we start attacking these people in these government offices, and I'm not saying literally attack them, but when we start focusing our attention and our energy, you know, there's a chance that, you know, your whole infrastructure could be jeopardized because they actually have power to change laws and to do certain things that'll make your life a hell of a lot harder. You know, so I can understand why a lot of us are afraid of it. But like, listen, even if we're afraid to go up against the dominant society and other individuals that aren't our race, even if we're afraid, at the minimum, let's not fucking attack each other over some bullshit, man. And let's not put our beefs on display like that, just so people from other groups can look at us and laugh. I don't ever see other groups that, I mean, I'm sure there are isolated incidences where other groups like this white YouTuber beefs with this white YouTuber, whatever, or what have you. But to me, maybe I'm just in tune with nigger YouTube, as I call it. But I see this shit, this warring and this bickering on social media and YouTube and etc. between ourselves more than between other races and more than between ourselves and other races. It's mainly us. We killing ourselves, man. Whether it's on the social media level, whether it's in the church, or whether it's on the streets, we destroying ourselves, and we need to fucking stop doing that shit, man. And this ain't no criticism. This is an observation, and this is sound, succinct advice. And I'm running out of breath. I'm tired as hell. I gotta get some razors to shave my nasty head, even though the face is tight, but the body ain't. And yeah, man, I'm still grieving this loss over my stepdad. That shit it actually hurts, man. But so I haven't really been feeling comedically inclined. But all comedians go through it. They go through ups and downs, and I'm not gonna I can't let that stop me. If anything, I should use it as fuel to propel me even more. I've spoken enough. I've said enough. Mo Green, deuces.